on to how the federal government will respond to all this. Preliminary reports assess the cost of the damage in Southern California. This is an extraordinary jump from the $50 billion, which was enough that we heard yesterday. Now, anywhere between $135 and $150 billion. A lot of that money, of course, will be footed by taxpayers. The question is whether they're state, local, or federal taxpayers. Republican Congressman Greg Murphy is on the House Ways and Means Committee. He's from North Carolina, a state that's still in recovery mode after Hurricane Helene. Yeah. Good to see you, Governor. You know, we had just heard as recently as last Monday, just before the fires started, Governor Newsom came out and said that he was expecting a budget surplus in the next year of his $322 billion budget. $150 billion would destroy that, and there's no way that California can do it on its own. I expect that he's going to rely on the feds for a lot of that money.
Yeah, David, you know, I don't know whether I believe Governor Newsom in that number itself. They were $68 billion in the whole last year. But True. That said, you know, this is a national event. And, you know, we had it. We get our hurricanes over in the eastern part of the state where I live. Sadly enough, Helene destroyed the western part of the state. And it'll take a decade for those individuals to dig out of that. What we're seeing here are you know, cataclysmic occurrences in California. The nation will be there. But that said, you know, the state of California is also on the hook for rebuilding itself. North Carolina, our General Assembly is very smart to put money away in a rainy day fund. I doubt, well, I can't say that with any veracity, whether California would be that have that forethought. But that said, you know, this is a tragic event, and this is why we are a United States. That we come to the aid of other states when they face calamity.
Yeah, you know, there's been this disagreement between Governor Newsom and President-elect Trump over what happened in the first Trump term when he was trying to convince the governor to bring water down that was being used it was just essentially being used to help support a couple of fish, and it was washing out into the Pacific. Donald Trump wanted them to bring the water down. He didn't do it back then because President Trump lost re-election back then, but he's coming back in office. Newsom is going to have to rely on Donald Trump for so much. Do you think he'll play ball with Donald Trump now on Trump's suggestions of what to do with the water supply?
Well, I think he's going to have to. That said, David, you know, he's caught in a very, very, very progressive state where they care more about, as Donald Trump would say, the smelt than they do the people themselves, the fish. That said, we've seen, and again, just like the last lady that was on here, we've seen what we need to attend to now is personal safety, personal security. There's going to be plenty of time to look at this again. That said, fire hoses going dry, no water. Immediately, that's an issue, and what were the policies that led to those deficiencies is really going to be under the microscope.
Congressman, you are on the Ways and Means Committee. That's where taxes, various taxes or tax relief come from. I have to ask you, switching to our national budget now, are we going to have one bill right out of the gate after January 20th, which includes extension of the tax cuts, the 2017 tax cuts, which will expire at the end of this year?
Well, personally, David, you know, I'm with Chairman Smith on this one. I think the one bill is the best approach. We have to attack tax. Energy, the border, some of the security issues can be done by executive order. That said, they do need to be codified later in legislation. But the tax is a huge deal. And, you know, if we back away from that a little bit, our greatest threat to our national security now, we have a lot of them. We have the border, we have energy, but our greatest domestic threat that people really don't think about on a daily basis is our debt. And how do we deliver a tax package that is concerning about our debt, but delivers a pro-growth policy for families and businesses to increase employment and actually grow our economy, helping that debt situation? It's going to be a very, very difficult needle to thread. We've been working on this for the last 18 months in Ways and Means. We meet several times a week now to bring something to the conference, bring something to the House that is reasonable, that can pass through reconciliation, so we can codify and make permanent, rather, some of the things in the tax cuts.
Greg Murphy, I did want to talk about the fact you're also a doctor and you have great concern about health concerns now as a result of those fires, but unfortunately We have to leave it at that. Thank you so much for your expertise. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you.
All right.